All right, go ahead.
Coach, I don't know if it was just me, but it seems like you talked to your players longer than usual at the end of the game at the center court. What message did you have to them?
Well, I first told them that this was a really good win. The ball club is going to win a lot of basketball games. Really, really impressed with them. And then just talk to them about you've got to be willing to get in the gym and get better. Not just individually, but we have to get better as a team. We have a lot of very talented basketball players that are playing together a lot for the first time. You've got Yassine out there, Elizabeth, Liz, Norika. So you got four that are in that 9 rotation for the most part that I had out on the floor that haven't played together. So a lot of times players want to get the ball, then make a play. And I've got to start getting them to understand our spacing's terrible. So when you do get the ball, you have no chance to make a play because everybody's coming and running to the ball. It's like a mosh pit. If somebody's got it, then 4 people will come to the ball. And then all of a sudden when I throw it to somebody, we're guarding each other. So we have to get better spacing on the floor. We've got to figure out a way. We had 8 assists on 25 made field goals, which is not very good. So we are not doing a very good job of finding. Mikasa's, without a doubt, our best at it. And I've got to get Dana. There's no way you should play 40 minutes of a basketball game and be a point guard and not have 1 assist. It's really hard to do. Now, she did a great job. She goes 10 for 11 from the free throw line, which we needed, 2 or 3 from 3. She played all 40 minutes. But I'm challenging her. She wants to be elite, and that's what I love about her. So those are areas that she has to continue to focus on if she wants to be considered an elite point guard. A lot of players think if I score the ball, I'm elite. No, you got to do more than just put the ball in the basket. Can you make your teammates better? Can you play off the ball? And those are areas that she's really working on, and I'm proud of her.
Coach, what were some of the things that you all outlined to them at halftime to get them ready for the second half after a very competitive first half?
Well, we knew it was going to be competitive, and what kind of changed the game is when we started to press a little bit. After a free throw, we kind of went with a little trap. I think we turned them over 3 straight times and then got them playing a little faster than they may have wanted to. We did a great job defending the 3-point line. This is a team that can shoot the 3, can flat out shoot it. Our problem is we put them at the free throw line 28 times. We have to do a better job of being able to guard the dribble, keep somebody out of the paint, and then not foul them. But I did tell them before the game started, I didn't think they could make enough 2s to beat us. So we really did focus hard on stopping the 3-point shot.
Jazmin, obviously you didn't really need a whole lot from her first 3 years because you had Asia, you had several other players here, but her transition kind of from being that energy player to being a go-to player, how has that gone? And is this kind of the ceiling for her, or does she have more room there?
No, she has more. There's no question about it. I mean, her ball handling has gotten better. Her pull-up jump shot is really nice. She's been working on her 3. Now, we don't have anybody right now that can shoot a 3 off the bounce, per se. Like Asia could come down in transition, pull and shoot it. That's a difficult shot to make. So Jazz is more of a spot 3-point shooter. Come down, find her on the wing, throw it to her. She can knock it down. So she's really improved her game. And I tell them all the time, everybody wants more responsibility. You're sitting there and you're like, I want more. And then all of a sudden when the time comes, you realize it's not as easy as it may have looked. And I think that's part of what we're going through right now is Asia made a lot of things look easy. Sam made a lot of things look easy. Sam finished around the rim pretty darn good. And, you can look at me like, that's not hard to do until you're out there. So that's where we're just continuing to battle within ourselves. It's like, hey, we got to become more consistent. But Jazz, shooting the basketball, she's taking good shots. The one she passes up to try to throw a dump pass down to Kylee, which is what I talk about. You had a 3-foot shot trying to make a 1-foot shot. Like, no, just shoot it. If you miss it, she'll get the rebound. But overall, we're really pleased because this is a very, very good Central Michigan basketball team.
Coach, even though you say right now you don't have that one player that you've talked about, but you mentioned Jazz and Dana, they've kind of been like that 1-2 punch. Do you feel comfortable having those two that you can go to when they can deliver just like they did tonight?
Well, yeah, I mean, I sure do. I mean, I feel good about Elizabeth Balligan. Tonight she played 18 minutes. She only got 4 shots up, goes 2 of 2 at the line. But this is what our team's going to be this year. It's going to be somebody who's going to have a night. Then we got to recognize it and get them the ball. It's not just going to be one player, I don't think, every single night that you're going to be like, hey, they're going to get us 18 a night every night. But that's what can make us really good, too, if we become really smart about this and understand the game of understanding, hey, who's on, who's making shots. But you got to think the game, too. And a lot of times players just like to go out and run up and down, and they really aren't taking it in of like, okay, who scored? How did we score? And once we can start figuring that out, then we have a chance to be really, really good. But as I said in the preseason, the past few years, your goal is to get to a 10. We started out as a 5 or a 6. This year, we started out as a 2. Because we're trying to learn to play together. And there's a big difference between being in practice and being out here on the game floor. And now we've got the talent to get up there, but it's going to take a lot of work.
Coach, a lot of your defensive spark came off the bench tonight. How crucial was that, getting defensive effort from Mikasa, Kylee, Norika even at times? No,
it's great. That's what we have to have. We have to have a spark coming off the bench, and I thought Mikasa did a really nice job of that. That's one thing that Dana brought all last year. We were able to throw some different pieces during the game, and all of a sudden you throw Dana out there and our tempo changes. And I've told Mikasa she's got to be able to be that person for us. As I said, we'll tinker with the lineup again, and try to see if I can't take some pressure off some people. See if bringing Liz off the bench might help her. We'd Keisha Hines here, and Keisha was fantastic for us, and she used to tell me, I don't want to start. Do not want to start. Gwen Rucker used to start. She played volleyball. Then she'd come and play for us. And I'd start her, and then after about a minute, I'd put Keisha in the game. And Keisha's like, hey, as long as I'm not starting. So that might be what it is. So we're going to do everything we can. I'm going to do everything I can to try to put these young women in position to be successful, because that's my job.
You started Kylee in the second half. What was the reason for that?
Well, the same thing, just to try and give Liz a chance to see the game. Give her a chance to see the game. And I'll do it on Thursday night. It's what I try to tell all of them. Everybody's so worried about who starts. Guys, you're all going to get your opportunity to get out there and play. When you get out there, do something with it. So then you're going to increase your playing time.
2-part question. The missed layups, is that concentration, lack of focus? And
it's awful.
I believe last year you said Coach Purcell was the layup coach. Is he still that?
You know what? It's JP. It's the new one. You always blame the new one when things don't go well. No, it's just it's not pretty. I mean, it really just absolutely amazes me at times. And we've got to get back in that gym, because you've got to be able to finish them. And a lot of them, what's just shocking is a lot of them aren't contested. Like if you're shooting over somebody every time, that's a little difficult. We had probably 6 or 7 tonight that there was nobody between us and the basket. We got to be able to finish that. She's had a pretty significant bone bruise on her ankle that she's been trying to play through for the past probably 2.5-3 weeks. And finally just said, hey, we got to shut this thing down. Because even the other night when she was playing, I'd see her limping here or there. There's no structural damage. It's just a deep bone bruise. And that's something that if you don't give it rest, it's not going to heal. So we're going to do everything we can to give her as much time to get back to being healthy.
Dana struggled in the first half, but it seemed like once Jazmin got into foul trouble that something opened up for her. How important was that to see that from her tonight?
Well, it's really important. And basically what happened is, like she said, she started rebounding the ball at the defensive end of the floor, and that's what we've talked to her about. When you'll box out and rebound, now all of a sudden we don't have to outlet to you. You've already got it. So now our break and our transition's that much quicker. So she's got to continue to focus on defensive rebounding so we can push it. And when we push the basketball, she's pretty darn good.
It seemed like in the fourth quarter, you put Jazz with 4 fouls early in the game, like earlier than you wanted to seem like. Was that the case?
I wanted to win. Yeah, I mean, my philosophy on this is you can keep somebody on the bench and then all of a sudden your 10-point lead goes down to 2 and then you lose. You put them in the game. It's like, okay, make something happen. I was trying to get that 10-point lead up to about 18, and then if she fouls out, who cares? But when it comes down to the fourth quarter, my philosophy is to put my best ones out there. Now, I'd prefer not starting her the fourth quarter with 4, but once it hits 7 minutes or so, just go play. Now, I was very, very impressed with Central Michigan. Their point guard's a freshman. I think she's going to be a dynamite as she goes throughout her career. And then Kylee, she's good. She is good. She puts her head down there and she gets to the rim. Taking 15 free throws is pretty impressive. So I appreciate all of you all, and hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks, Coach.